I'm Landon, manager at Pizza Joe's New Wilmington. Sit tight, Titan Town Sports up next.
And welcome back to Titan Town Sports. We're back after a Halloween episode last week. It's episode 11. I'm Tom Rook, joined with Jordan Tate. Jordan, how are you?
Tom, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here as always. I think it's our first episode since last year, so the show's come a long way. I'm excited for what else has to come, but it's time for one of my favorite segments, Tom, Prime Cuts. But today it's done by Peyton Mel. RJ Scott's got the week off.
Welcome to Prime Cuts. I'm Peyton Mel. And today we're taking a look at this past weekend's matchup between Westminster and Allegheny. This matchup was high scoring and full of excitement. Let's dive right into the action. Allegheny struck first with a 68-yard wide receiver screen double pass that went the distance.
And they've got a man wide open. Larry's going to make the catch at the 35, to the 30, to the 10, and he is in for a touchdown, a double pass, trickery, good for the score for Allegheny.
The Titans responded immediately, marching down the field as Clayton Cannon Jr. rushed in for the touchdown. Next possession, Barker drops back and fires to Devin Larry, his second long touchdown of the quarter.
Larry makes a move across the 40, and he's running free to the 50, and he's running past Titans, and he's to the 30, he's to the 20, the 10, the 5, and a touchdown for Larry.
Fast forward to the second quarter. The sophomore ball hawk Lamont Austin jumps the route and picks it off for his first interception of the day.
Picked off by Lamont Austin back at the 24-yard line.
That takeaway set up a connection between Quentin Good and Brett Cannon. Titans take the lead 17-14.
Get to the 40, makes a move to the 30. He's down the sidelines. He's going to go. It's a touchdown, Titans. Quit good to Bright Cannon. Oh, the future's bright.
On the following kickoff, Cody House forces a fumble and Walt Phillips falls on it to give the Titans the ball back.
The football, the Titans have it. Westminster with a takeaway on the kickoff.
They would capitalize with a 39-yard field goal from Andrew Carranza. He was perfect on the day, going 3 for 3. The Titans would strike again later in the quarter.
Quentin Good takes the snap, option right, pitches. Clayton Cannon's got it, and he's in for a touchdown.
But Allegheny answers again with yet another trick play for Devin Larry's third receiving touchdown of the half. Jumping over to the third, Dylan Sleva snags this pick and takes it all away.
Intercepted, Sleva with a takeaway.
But unfortunately, it's wiped out by a penalty behind the play, taking the touchdown off the board.
Oh, it's a touchdown! Dylan Sleva on the reach.
On the far side, believed to be on Sonny Castanzale for an illegal block.
But that didn't slow the Titans. Demir White powers it in for the score on the very next drive.
And he's in for a touchdown! Touchdown! Titans! A dance in the end zone for Demir White.
Titans lead 36-21. Allegheny looks to answer, but Lamont Austin steps up again with the second interception of the day.
Yes, and he is looking, and he's firing deep over the middle. That ball was deflected and intercepted. The second pick for Lamont Austin as he'll take it away yet again.
And that leads to Good hitting Christian Bailey in the end zone for 6.
Throws it near side, caught on the run by Bailey. He's going to run past people. He's going to run to the 10, to the 5, and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Christian Bailey just sneaks inside the pylon, and the Titans are pouring it on.
Just like that.
Early in the fourth, freshman Jackson Koval breaks through for his first career touchdown.
He leaps and he's in. Jackson Koval, his first career Titan touchdown, and the touchdown Titans.
To cap off the evening, junior quarterback Jake Miller keeps it, follows his blockers, and finishes the drive with a touchdown to put an exclamation point on the Titans' performance.
Mitchell Tingley and Jake Miller into the end zone for the touchdown. That'll be Jake's first rushing touchdown of his Titan career.
The Titans roll to a 57-21 victory, improving to 5-3 on the season. They'll look to finish strong with their final home game this weekend against Hiram College. That's all for Prime Cuts. Sending it back to the studio.
Welcome back here inside the huddle, joined by head coach Scott Benzel. Coach, welcome back to Titan Town Sports.
Great to be here. In lieu of our bet, I want to present you with the world champion, LA Dodgers.
That's right, a bit of context. I'm a Blue Jays fan, Coach Benzel a Dodger fan. We made a bet off the show, off the record. Winning team got to present the losing fan with a hat. So, we have a no hat on set rule, but this is, it could be a Yankee hat, right, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, you got the boys in blue. All good. You look good in blue, pal.
Yeah, not bad. Let's get a shot on that. Oh, I hate all of it. All right, well, Coach, Saturday Good day for you. Your Dodgers won the World Series, and you also had your highest offensive production since 2021 against Waynesburg when you guys scored 66 points. What changed in the week from Grove City to score 7? Now you score 57. What happened in practice that week?
Yeah, I don't know. We woke up, probably listened to coaching. That probably helped. No, I mean, obviously a little bit of a different outfit on the defensive side of the ball. Not that Allegheny was to the level that Grove City is. It's just execution. We scored on every single drive except the first one, and our guys needed it. They felt really hurt about how we performed the week before, and then they made up for it.
Now you got Hiram coming up on Saturday. They pose an interesting challenge. The first time you guys are hosting them here since they've rejoined the PAC this year. What have you seen from the Terriers that makes them kind of set them apart as the usual suspects among the PAC?
Yeah, they're not a typical offensive group. Their head coach is a former wide receiver, so that's what they major in. They are very, very explosive on offense. I love the quarterback. He is a competitor. He's thrown about 4 targets consistently. Those guys are averaging close to 400 a game and through the air. So explosive on offense. Defensively, I think they're a little bit underwhelmed in terms of how they're playing. So they're going to be a team that we got to keep that offense to bay.
Saturday marked your 11th straight non-losing season in your 12 years here at Westminster. What has allowed you to thrive in this town throughout your tenure?
I'm a pretty consistent person. I don't necessarily ride the highs or the lows too much. I think one of the things that I remember when I graduated, I was fortunate enough to be team MVP in my college season, and our head coach made that mention of how consistent I was as a player. He knew what he was getting from me every single day. And I think that's been our approach here as far as a staff, and we do things the right way. We try to emphasize details, and it's been a really great fit for us, and always appreciate being here and being involved with the Titans.
It's the last home game on Saturday. That always means it's going to be a lot of emotions with Senior Day coming up. We talk a lot about the young guns on this team, the class of 2029, but when you look on Dylan Sleba, Mason Manis, Ty McGowan, Tate Beachy, what can you say about the class of 2026 as a whole?
Those guys are awesome, great individual, but collectively as a group, they really bought into what it was to be a Titan in terms of our standards and being leaders on the field, obviously, but more importantly, being great guys off the field. There's not a young person that's involved with our program or even the support staff that wouldn't have anything but great things to say about how they carry themselves. So. Great football players, better human beings. They'll definitely be missed, and I appreciate everything they've done for us.
They've won a lot of games here with the Titans. They're looking to win one more at home. What are the keys to doing that against Hiram?
Yeah, limit those big plays. Again, like we talked about, explosive offense. We can't have that ball go over our neck. Unfortunately, we showed a little bit of that on tape, so we got to shore that up. The second one would be we got to grind them. I think over the course of the game, our physicality should show up. It's a brand that's unique. We do things a little different here, and grinding will definitely take its toll. And then the last one, we got to get a non-offensive touchdown, man. That's been kind of off our radar. We got one last week, but called back for a hold. So we're chomping at it, either special teams or defensively.
Coach, thank you for your time. Thanks for the hat. I'm going to take this stinking hat off and give it back to you. Congratulations on both wins you had on Saturday. Westminster and Hiram coming up this week. Oh, look at that. Coming up this week. But first, we got to see how the other PAC schools did across the conference in our PAC Weekly Recap.
Here for week 9 of the 2025 football season. Crunch time is upon us. Every game matters for postseason standings. The Grove City Wolverines hosting St. Vincent. Ian DeMary doing his best Al Bundy impression. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 TDs for the senior on Senior Day. Grove City had all the momentum the entire game and are now riding a 5-game win streak into DeSanto Field for a pivotal PAC matchup versus Case Western in Week 10. Senior Eli Jones closes the game out from 22 yards away. Grove City wins over St. Vincent 59-14. The Tomcats and Terriers fought like cats and dogs at Charles A. Henry Field. Keller Herzberger lets it rip to Riley Dunbar for Teal's first touchdown of the game. First play of the drive here, a little screen action to Dion Logan, juking and jiving for another Tomcat score. The Hiram Terriers tried to answer on the split backfield option. Sean Tejeda takes it himself, fumbles the ball, gets hit, picked up by Jake Badger and returned the other way for Teal. Hiram answers here to Kevin Dykes to cut the lead to 14 on the in-breaking pattern. Then Javier White puts a nail in the coffin for Teal with a 62-yard house call. Teal gets it done, gets their first win of the season, topping the Terriers 48-20. Bethany starts it off up 3 early in the second. Waynesburg's Isaac Trout then answers on the kickoff, taking it back from 91 yards away to get the Yellow Jackets going. From there on, it was all Waynesburg. Elijah Jackson on the reverse, outrunning the Bethany defense to the near side to the pylon to extend Waynesburg's lead. Following the touchdown from Jackson, Waynesburg, a little bit of trickery, the jet sweep, then to the reverse, then back to the quarterback Burke, who has Tyler Richmond wide open for a 42-yard score. Bethany would continue to fight all the way till the final whistle. Brett Phillips to Jacob Burns late, but it was the Yellow Jackets who swarmed the Bison 48-28. Now to the nightcap and the game of the week. The PAC's perfect Presidents, W&J hosting Case Western Reserve. Kellen Stahl gets the Presidents started, finding John Panuzzi in the back of the end zone early. Then Sam DeTilio of Case improvises and hits Will Stack to take the lead early in the second. Kobe DeRosa gets the ball rolling on the ground, finding the end zone twice before halftime, this one from 13 yards out and another from 4. The Presidents would then hold Case to just 7 points for the final 46 minutes of the game. The Presidents stayed perfect in the PAC, topping the Spartans 28-17. That's going to be all for Week 9. Kicking it back to Jordan and Tom at Titantown Studios.
I want to apologize to Ben. A little bit of tough World Series loss. You saw him wearing the Dodgers hat there. A lot of great play across the PAC this past week. Waynesburg's running back Carson Shriver, 228 yards on the ground and a touchdown, earned PAC Offensive Player of the Week, Jordan.
Yeah, Tom, on the Titans side, a couple familiar faces made their names known. To start off with the freshman, Quentin Good earned his second PAC Newcomer of the Week award. On top of that, his right-hand man, Bright Cannon, and 2024 PAC Newcomer of the Year, Lamont Austin, were selected to the D3Football.com Team of the Week. Tom, a lot of great stuff coming out of the young Titan core.
Yeah, across the PAC, 5 players named to that D3Football.com Team of the Week. Now let's take a look at the PAC football standings. In first place, Washington and Jefferson 6-0 in PAC play. Grove City and Geneva both 5-1. Westminster and Case Western both 4-2. Allegheny and Waynesburg 3-4. Hiram 2-4 taking on Westminster this week. St. Vincent 1-5. TU 1-5, and Bethany 0-6. Jordan.
Tom, this weekend, we all know it is a big day for the Titans. It is their senior day as they take on Hiram, and there's a special little story consisting of 3 seniors they call the Moon Boys. Let's hand it over to RJ Scott for more.
They've been together since the beginning. 3 kids with helmets too big, chasing a dream that started on grass fields. Ty McGowan, Dylan Sleva, and Tate Beachy. 3 friends who've shared more than just a game. They've shared a journey since youth league and high school. Football's been what's held them together. They played, they've won, they've grown side by side through the highs, the lows, and the moments that shaped them. When I sat down with them, I wanted to know what it meant to them, how this game and how this bond brought them to where they are now.
We were all obviously same high school all 4 years. Throughout those years, we really built a connection and started to really love the game, love playing together, and then it was all capped off our senior year, and we had a really successful year with a little under 30 seniors, so that really brought us together even more and then brought us here together, and we've had a great 4 years.
Little did we know, Tate wasn't always there from the start, not until later on. And as Dylan Sleva tells it, that story's one worth hearing.
5 dives, pylon, in, touchdown, Titans!
Yeah, so Tate actually didn't move the moon until freshman year, going into freshman year. But yeah, youth league was definitely fun. But just JV football freshman year, I'd say, is like where we truly built that connection first. I just remember going out on Saturday mornings and playing JV football with these 2, and that was a good experience.
But when Tate finally joined the crew, it didn't take long for things to click. As he put it, it was easy. The bond came fast and the chemistry was real. He fit right in with his fellow Moon Boys, and from there, it was all family.
No, it was ever since at least for me, there was a friendship that had already been formed in Moon just through football. And so once I had moved there, I had quickly realized that, and once I saw that friend group was already there, I kind of just fell into it luckily, and ever since then, just football brought us all together.
And then I asked them to share their favorite memory, one that captures what this friendship and this game means to them. And you'd be quite surprised on the answer.
Some of the most fun times just with football is those Wednesday night meetings when you just watch film of practice all night, but you're with everyone that is going to contribute on Saturdays, and it's just fun fun to be in there, and you hear everyone get tore up on, but it's just fun to watch football with everyone that truly cares and is going to contribute.
But friendship isn't just built on good times. With friendship comes hardship, and Ty McGowan spoke on that and how their journey has taught them to stay down with each other until you come up together. Because loyalty doesn't fade when the lights go out.
I think that dates back to high school. Like I said, we had a really big group of seniors. We had been playing together for a long time, and through a lot of things in high school as well, we kind of learned to stick to each other and play for each other, and I think that translates to college whenever you play for each other on the field, and that's a hard team to beat.
As things come full circle, their final chapter of football together begins to close. I asked them one last question. If you could say something to your high school self, what would that advice be? Maybe they say don't take it for granted. Maybe enjoy every practice, every game, every Friday night. Or maybe keep believing, because these moments and these friendships will shape who you become.
You just gotta stick with it. You know, it's a process, and everybody's journey is different. But if you keep putting in the work and the effort, it's gonna show up. And even if you're the last guy on the roster, you're gonna get an opportunity at some point. You just gotta take advantage of it.
Come. They started as kids with dreams bigger than the fields they played on, and now they walk away as brothers with memories that would last a lifetime. 3 friends, 1 journey, and a bond that will never fade.
The 3 Moon Boys right there, Westminster's seniors being honored at this week's game against Hiram. Ty McGowan, all-time passing yards leader at Moon High School. Dylan Sleva also was a running back, Jordan, over 800 yards and 11 touchdowns in his senior year. Could you imagine if Dylan Sleva played running back on this Titan team?
You know, Tom, I think I can, because if I remember correctly, I believe my senior year, week 0, my high school, Seneca Valley High School, was hosting Moon. And I believe it was Dylan Sleva that ran in the nail on the coffin touchdown. So a little bit of a history there, but it's awesome seeing how far those group of men have come and how much they've been able to give back to Westminster and the Titans football team. And something great about being teammates is you're a teammate for life. The women's basketball team actually competed in a Teammates for Life tournament. Let's kick it over to Austin Down and Zoe Reed for more on that.
As we get into the month of November here at Westminster College, the new season for the women's basketball team is approaching. Coach Roseanne Scott heads into her 23rd season for the Westminster Titans women's basketball team and is always looking to bring a new, fresh, competitive edge. The Titans get ready to travel for their first game this Saturday in an early tip-off tournament for a select few of teams. Coach Roseanne Scott talks about this upcoming tournament.
Teammates for Life, we started the Kalamazoo former coach, Katie Miller, the former Mount Union coach, Susie Bennett, and then Manchester coach, Josh Durzak. We kind of been friends for many years. We all work camps together, so we decided, for us to kind of start a tip-off tournament together, and kind of every year each host schools changes. So we were the first year it hosted here, then we went to Kalamazoo. Last year we went to Mount Union, and this year we're going to Manchester. So we did it for 4 years, and then this is actually going to be the final year for that tournament. We did Teammates for Life because it's kind of like, once you're in the sport and been around, and you have so many connections and so many close relationships with each other, and once basketball's done, you still are teammates for life, and that's kind of how we got the name of that. And then we just the admissions that we do, we raise money. Whoever with the charge for the admissions goes to a special cause that the coach kind of decides, the home coach decides what fundraiser they want to send it to.
The Titans have a certain motto, one team, one heart, that they stick by that helps them push towards their goals of success.
We're gonna struggle together. We're gonna succeed together. We're gonna have good days together, bad days together, but we're all feeling it. We're all going through it, and that's what makes the end result so satisfying, and having that bond. So that's kind of been our motto in this program, and a lot of the alumni, even when they come back, that's always up there. It's always in our locker room.
Coach Roseanne Scott shares her excitement for the upcoming season with her team and what she's been preaching so far.
I would assess them that they're very locked in, wanting to learn, coachable, they're bought in, they're working hard. So, all those things, and we talk about control, we can control, and, we're seeing that every day when they come into practice. We're excited to see how we start and then where we finish. Having such a young team, we know the beginning of the season is going to take some bumps, and it's going to get us better.
The Teammates for Life tip-off tournament starts this Saturday, November 8th for the Titans. as they travel to Indiana to take on Manchester in the final year of the tournament. The Titans are embracing that one team, one heart motto.
Heart on three! 1, 2, 3! Heart!
Everyone is connected and working hard towards success and not stopping until they hear the final buzzer. I want to thank Zoe Reed for all of her help. For Titantown Sports, I'm Austin Downs.
The 2025 Titan women's basketball team will tip off their season this weekend, Saturday, November 8th, at the Teammates for Life tournament. Jordan, a lot of new faces on this women's basketball team, 8 freshmen and a transfer. Let's take a look at the PAC basketball preseason poll.
The PAC preseason polls were released earlier this week, and the Titan fans have a lot to be excited about. For the first time, the PAC will split into a North and South division. On the Titan women's team was selected 4th to finish in the North ahead of their Teammates for Life tournament this weekend. Under new head coach Dave Richard, the men's team was selected to top the North at first place division. A lot coming out of the men's team this year, a lot of high hopes for the Titans basketball team.
Yeah, the men's team also a lot of new faces, a couple transfers on that team. Exciting stuff, earning number 1 in the PAC poll.
Yeah, Titans are looking to get back atop the top of the mountain of the PAC. We know it's been a couple years since they've been number 1 in the PAC and actually hoisted that championship trophy. So hopefully this is the year where they can get it all back with their new head coach and a couple of transfers at that.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about the PAC, the President's Athletic Conference, the man in charge of the President's Athletic Conference, Joe Onderko. Let's send it to Ethan Kurtz for a story about Joe Onderko.
President's Athletic Conference Commissioner and Westminster alum Joe Onderko is evidence as strong as any of the impact our school in New Wilmington can have. Finishing his undergrad at Robert Morris University, Onderko was a communications major but quickly found himself involved in the world of sports management, a journey that would find himself briefly at a Division I institution in Virginia Commonwealth University, here significantly at our mother fair Westminster, eventually to the PAC, and even with an honor of his legacy forever, as Onderko was inducted into the RMU Sports Management Hall of Fame. Every Tuesday, I, Ethan Kurtz, get the honor of producing a weekly football report on the PAC with Joe. Recently, he was able to share his story with me, the rise from his undergrad, his time spent as a sports information director at Westminster, and eventually his influence on the PAC as the conference's first ever full-time executive. This is how the face of the conference carved his path to success.
I was an undergrad at Robert Morris, but they have a fairly significant sport management program. What was odd about it is I was not a sport management undergrad major. I was basically communications management, which is like business communications, PR. But I did a lot of work in the athletic department, and that got me an internship and kind of got on track.
Following the time at RMU, Onderko made his way down to Richmond as he spent time at VCU. After a stint there, Onderko came to New Wilmington, where he still resides today.
When the Westminster position opened up, I knew about Westminster. I had visited here in high school with with some academic programs, and I knew about their great tradition of history, specifically with football and basketball and the success they'd had. They were still NAIA at the time, and it was a chance for me basically to come back to Western Pennsylvania in a full-time position and running a department for the first time. I'd been an assistant down at VCU. So it was a lot of things. I love New Wilmington. I love the rural nature of it. I grew up like 35, 40 minutes north of here, so family was nearby. A combination of all those things just made coming here, just made a lot of sense. And then, once I was here and we had a benefit that allowed you to, go to graduate school, so I went ahead and pushed forward, got my master's degree. Westminster has been so instrumental in my education, in my career, and in my life. I mean, living here, owning a house here, raising my kids here, it's just been integral to my life for the last 30 years. I was the first full-time sports information director Westminster ever had. It was always kind of a part-time position mixed in with kind of a university PR position before that. So it just allowed us to establish a lot of the things that I had seen that I had done at both Robert Morris and VCU. We brought in live electronic statistics for the first time. It had always been kept by hand before that. There had never been game notes for football and basketball before. We kind of introduced that. So really, it was a chance for me to come in and just really make a mark
this led to his eventual
on the things
hire
that
as
I'd
the
learned
first
early in
full-time
my career and say, okay, is there any reason, just because of those things happen in Division I, why can't we do them at a smaller school? At that point, the PAC presidents came to me and said, we want to take your part-time position and make it full-time and make you the first full-time executive of the PAC. And I'm grateful for their confidence. I'm grateful that I was able to earn that confidence in those 5 years working with them. I think really instrumental, Ethan, was as part of that, I was the recording secretary for all PAC President's Council meetings. So I went to 5 years of president's meetings and got to know them. They got to know me. And I think that just building those relationships and confidence, I think, helped a lot. Helped me to understand their vision of, a very presidentially led and very involved executive leadership team. And I've been so blessed. I mean, to be in this conference 20 years has just been a professional dream come true. When I started in this league in 2001, the conference had 6 schools as members. And I think 16 sports. We are now at 13 full members plus an affiliate. We're at 24 varsity sports. That's likely to go up in the near future. But I think more importantly is that we've built a culture that I think people and schools want to be a part of. We've had 4 new members come in the last 6 years. And one of the things I'm proud of is the fact that all 4 of them approached us about membership. Why does that make me proud? One, because I really always wanted to be as ethical as possible as a commissioner. I never wanted other leagues to feel we're out there trying to poach their members. We have built something here, a brand, a culture, whatever you want to call it, that schools want to be a part of.
Towards the future, Onderko doesn't know exactly what things will hold, but is beyond grateful for the 2 decades spent in his current position.
I just think of how fortunate I am to have been on the ground floor of what has been a great 20-year run for this conference. A lot of good people have contributed to that. It's really, I'm proud of it, but more so I'm proud to have been a part of just the overall growth and expansion of this league. We have fantastic schools. We have tremendous presidential leadership. I have a great staff in Brian and Kristen. The athletic directors, the coaches are all top-notch. And most importantly, getting back to what I said, we've built a culture and a brand that we're proud of, that people want to be a part of, and that hopefully is going to last long after I'm gone.
Joe Onderko named PAC executive in 2006, and then his title was changed to commissioner in 2012. The President's Athletic Conference was founded in 1955, and did you know 24 sports in the President's Athletic Conference, Jordan?
24 sports. I think we've added or lost a few since then, Tom. I think we've definitely expanded a bunch around a bunch of the different schools. But Tom, it's time to take a little break here in the show. It's time for my favorite segment, one of my favorite segments, Titan Town Trivia.
Yeah, Jordan, Titan Town Trivia. Who was the 2025 PAC Men's Swim and Dive Newcomer of the Year? The answers are Jack Katigbak A, B, Ethan Schoen, C, Avery Bumbach, or D, Wayne Hebster.
Ooh, what do you think it's going to be, Tom? I think I'm going to have to go with Ethan Schoen just to represent up here in the studio.
I'm going to go with Ethan Schoen. He does a lot of our graphics for sports broadcasts. The answer's A, Jack Katigbak, Jordan.
Oh, man, Jack Katigbak getting it. Fun story about Jack Katigbak. Actually was named Athlete of the Week. The Titan Town Sport Athlete of the Week celebrates a Titan that has excelled in all competition in the last week. Titan Swim picked up their first win of the season on Saturday at Allegheny, led by Jack Katigbak. The sophomore out of North Canton won each of his 3 events in the 99-point win over the Gators. He took home the gold in the 100-meter breast with a time of 1 minute and 5.49 seconds. He was also a part of the winning relay teams for the Titans over the weekend. Katigbak and the Titans will be back in action November 7th, hosting the Chatham Cougars, hitting the water at 6 p.m.
Yeah, Jordan, we are wrapping up a lot of the fall sports, now heading into the winter season. Swim and dive, one of those. A little sad to see not Ethan Schoen the answer. He does a lot of great graphics for us. Thank you, Ethan, for all you do. Jordan, it's time for View from the Tower. Ethan Kurtz, let's check out the high school sports.
I'm Ethan Kurtz, currently overlooking the top of Old Main here on the Westminster College campus, the perfect spot for a view over the high school sports landscape in Lawrence and Mercer counties. District playoffs began in football and wrapped up in volleyball, while the state playoffs concluded in cross country. Let's get right into it. Wilmington girls volleyball suffered a tough 3-0 loss to Maplewood in the District 10 title game last Thursday. The Hounds' 11-game win streak concluded with their season-ending loss in the championship. Outside hitter Izzy Lynch concluded her sophomore campaign with 235 kills, and sophomore setter Ali Jekovic finished with 527 assists and 251 digs. Junior middle hitter Macy Gardner finished the year with 179 kills. In the PIAA Cross Country Championships, Lakeview boys finished 3rd in 1A. James Alexander finished in 13th and Malachi Phillips in 24th. Lakeview girls also had a strong showing on the biggest stage, finishing in 10th. Wilmington finished in 9th as well. Grove City boys finished 3rd in 2A, making it 12 of the last 14 years that the Eagles finished in the top 5 at state. Andrew Gildersleeve was the highest finisher for Grove City with a 7th place individual effort. In girls 1A action, Mercer finished in 5th as a program, with Addie Mouser finishing 21st individually. A huge congratulation goes out to the Mustangs' Maggie Jewell, who claimed the state title with her time of 19:28 that beat out the runner-up by 13 seconds. In District 10 football action, number 1 Hickory beat number 8 seed Girard 60-0 in the 3A quarterfinal matchup. Kelvin Morrison had 2 40-yard touchdowns as the Hornets advanced to face number 4 Fort LaBeouf in the semis on Friday. Staying in D10, number 7 Grove City's year came to an end at the hands of number 6 Northeast, 35-7 in the 3A quarterfinals. Pascal Laporte's 8-yard score was the lone Eagle TD. Northeast will play 2 seed Sharon in the quarterfinals after the Tigers annihilated number 7 Conneaut 52-0. Terrian White tallied 4 TDs, and Rakeem Hughes had an interception returned for 6 and a punt return TD. In District 7 1A action, number 9 Neshannock topped number 8 Leechburg 49-14 to advance to the quarterfinals on Friday against number 1 Fort Cherry. Number 4 Laurel cruised past number 13 Jefferson Morgan, with Lucas Santini throwing for 2 TDs and adding a third with his legs. The Spartans will face off with 12 seed Chartiers Houston in the quarterfinals after the Bucks won their first playoff game since 2000 after shocking number 5 Southside 26-21. Heading over to 2A, number 6 Elwood City topped number 11 Keystone Oaks 35-13 in the pre-quarterfinal, advancing to play at number 3 Steel Valley. Andrew Lloyd's game-winning field goal against number 9 Our Lady of Sacred Heart sent number 8 Mohawk to the quarterfinals against the top-seeded Seton LaSalle this Friday. Number 7 Apollo Ridge triumphed over number 10 Riverside 28-7. 3-seeded Newcastle edged 6-seeded Montour 14-13 in the 4A quarterfinals with a late-game stand on a 2-point conversion, sealing the NECA High win. That's all in high school sports for this week. We'll catch back up next week in the View from the Tower. For now, I'm Ethan Kurtz. A shout out to Tom Rook for all of his help with this segment, and it's back to the desk on Titantown Sports.
A lot of hype and excitement surrounding high school sports this time of the year as they are in prime crunch time for playoffs. Again, a lot of excitement surrounding this time of the year for high school football. Tom.
Yeah, Jordan, a huge congratulations, not football but volleyball, to the Wilmington Lady Hounds for making it to the D10 championship, ultimately losing to Maplewood, but they won 11 straight matches before that championship game, Jordan.
11 straight matches is definitely not something easy to do, especially in high school and when you have to travel, you have to play rivals. A lot of things go into that, and a lot goes into Neshannock High School as they are the high school of the week. Let's take a quick look into that.
Titantown sports fans, I'm Lily Stenman, and it's time for another edition of High School of the Week. This week, we are taking you to Lawrence County, Pennsylvania, highlighting the Neshannock Lancers. Neshannock High School has been a proud part of the community since 1959, serving students in grades 7 through 12. For decades, it has stood as a place where tradition meets innovation, offering a close-knit environment focused on academic excellence, the arts, and athletics. With around 700 students, Neshannock provides big opportunities for students in a small school setting. Over 90% of students participate in extracurricular activities, reflecting the school's strong spirit and commitment to growth both in and out of the classroom. That same spirit shines through at Hess Ice Rink. Founded in 2018, the Neshannock Hockey Club is a nonprofit organization affiliated with the school district that competes in the Pennsylvania Interscholastic Hockey League. This team features players from several area schools across Mercer and Lawrence County, bringing together student athletes who share the same drive, teamwork, and pride that define Neshannock athletics.
Heading up the ice with a full head of steam. One guy to beat. Moves in with a little hesitation move. Shot! Score! The Lancers have slayed the dragon!
The Lancers built an impressive legacy, winning 3 PIHL Division II state championships in just 4 years, becoming the first D2 program in Pennsylvania to achieve that milestone. On the football field, that same championship mindset carries over. Football holds a similar place of pride at Neshannock. Over the years, the Lancers have earned a reputation for strong seasons, passionate fan support, and deep postseason runs in the WPIAL. The program continues to grow each year thanks to a dedicated coaching staff and a culture built on discipline, teamwork, and tradition.
Come on!
The Lancers' defense has been one of the strongest in the region, allowing just 17.6 points per game. Built on toughness and discipline, the defense consistently limits opponents and controls the pace of play. The offense is equally impressive, averaging 32.7 points per game with a balanced attack that combines explosive plays with steady drives. At the center of that success is number 3, Anthony Eakin, a dynamic two-way standout who makes an impact on both sides of the ball. His speed and overall football IQ have helped define Neshannock's hard-hitting defense and high-powered offense, making him a true leader for the Lancers. Guiding the program is head coach and former Westminster offensive coordinator Michael Bonjavenko, whose leadership and vision have built a culture rooted in teamwork and discipline. Under his direction, the Lancers continue to raise the bar, proving that Lancer pride runs deep every Friday night.
Be great in every little thing you do. So I think that general statement about our program is our guys want to be great in everything they do, from athletics to the classroom to their day-to-day lives. They're representing something that's way bigger than just themselves.
Let your pads do the talking. Let's finish this the Lancer way. You understand me? Yes, sir! Boys, family on me, family on 3. 1, 2, 3, family!
This has been your edition of High School of the Week, highlighting the Neshannock Lancers. For Titantown Sports, I'm Lily Stenman.
The Neshannock Lancers coming off a big playoff win last week against Leechburg, 49-14. Justin Edworthy, his 3rd interception in the last 2 weeks. He had a 93-yard pick 6 in that game. They will take on Fort Cherry this week, Friday, November 7th at Beaver High School, Jordan.
Yeah, Tom, a lot of great stuff from there, and that will actually conclude all of the content that we have for today's Titantown Sports Update. Tom, take a deep breath, let your shoulders sink a little bit. It's been a long episode. We had a little technical difficulty. One of our main cameras was out, but thanks to our amazing crew and everyone behind the scenes, we were able to make this episode work with 2 main cameras. Tom, anything else you got for us today?
Great show, Jordan. Enjoyed it, as always. That's it. Titantown Sports episode 11. We'll see you next week.
Tim Kuchilaev. I'm a brother at Phi Kappa Tau. That's a wrap for Titantown Sports. See you next week.